Dan here. To speech up. I was actually cleaning up the garage, and I actually called my old man, Murr, over to help me take the hood off this thing, and I want to get everything clean and everything all going, but you know what? You're going to have to deal with a bit of a dirty garage, stuff rolling around the short term. So, 55 Nomad is in the garage, and you're like, why? Why, Dan? Why would you have this car in the garage? You've been driving it, everything's been good, there's not a whole lot of issues, and you know what? You're all right. But you know me, I just can't leave stuff alone. So we're gonna tear into this thing. Hopefully for, I don't want to jinx it, like the last time or whatever. I want to be able to put a bunch of miles on this thing after. So I've put, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 miles on this thing. Lots. I've been driving to work lots. We've gone through 3, 4 tanks of fuel. Driven all over the place. We haven't had any crazy hot weather yet, so cooling system and all that has not been tested completely. But overall, very happy with the car. Rides good, drives good, brakes are good, steers good, all that. We're having a few shifting issues, which you guys have seen in some of the past videos, which I think I'm kind of getting past. So really all this thing needs is little itty bitty tune-ups. The real problem with this thing, and I don't know if it shows up in the video as much as in my day-to-day life, the clutch. The clutch really chatters. And when you get it nice and warm, it kind of goes away, but then when it comes back, it's very annoying, and I just dislike it. So we're gonna change clutch. Now, to do that, obviously we have to jack it up and pull the transmission and all that out, and we can do it all underneath, which is very doable. And then I'm thinking, you know what, at that point, the transmission's out. We can go through all the linkage while we're under there. So my brain works. It's so much little more work. Hang on, I gotta hold this. I need to put some hood springs in this thing. To completely pull out the motor, but pull the motor out, we can then clean all in here really nice, maybe just paint the frame and the suspension. We're not gonna do anything with the paint work, the body, anything like that. That's gonna stay the way it's gonna stay. We can pull the motor out, clean, hang on, I gotta put this down, clean everything up really good, refurbish just a small amount under the hood there. Pull the motor and transmission out, do everything much easier to get to, all that, as well as clean the motor and pressure wash it, paint it, make it look really nice, because this car looks so fantastic. I know it looks better on camera than it is in real life. There are scratches and dings and all that sort of stuff, but we get the motor dialed together, it'll look good like this. Magnifique. The floors are good, everything is just nice. It's been undercoated. It's just an honest, solid car. I also got a aluminum radiator, so I'm going to try and place that in there. I haven't even opened the box yet. If it looks like a standard one, I'm going to paint it black. And I do have a El Gianto. This is an 18-inch Delta Peg, PAG fan. And if I can fit this on there, bonus. Otherwise, I'll have to order a 16-inch because this thing will just run perfectly cool. And we're all good. I'd like to put dual exhaust on. We'll see what happens there. I don't want to put headers on. It's going to stay manifold, so I may just kind of do a little slicing and dicing there. We'll see. Or I may just pay a guy to put it on properly. Let's be honest. This is kind of a nice enough car to have a custom exhaust put on. Might be the way to go. The other thing is the clutch. So I haven't ordered one. I do have well, Murr has it. He was trying to sell it for me. I think it's a 10.5 coarse spline clutch, which odds are that's what this thing has, but it is not the original motor. I don't know if it's the original transmission. It's a 3-speed overdrive, which I actually haven't even checked overdrive yet, but I assume it works. We're gonna pull all that out. My concern is, depending on what year the transmission is, there can be coarse and fine spline clutch stuff, to my knowledge. Again, I'm very limited on this. I've never done this transmission before. But, so we have to take it all apart first, look at it, see what we need, have the flywheel resurfaced. Like, there's a bunch of stuff to kind of be done. So let's pull it apart, order the parts, get what we need there. In the meantime, we can work under the hood, clean the motor up, do all that sort of stuff. Spend a long weekend on it. It's actually the weather, even though it looks great outside, we're supposed to have record rainfall starting later on tonight. So we're not driving this thing anyways for the next 4 or 5 days. We can get some parts ordered quick, pay for the extra shipping because I'm not too bright, and get everything cleaned up and just make it look really, really nice. And then ultimately start enjoying this thing. That's the plan. So that being said, I got some cleaning up to do. Murr's coming over, we're gonna peel the hood off. He'll probably bullshit for an hour and a half of my life away. And when you see this thing, hopefully the garage is slightly less destroyed and we are hoodless. Then we can start the motor pulling procedure. I feel like lately I've been pulling a lot of motors. So yeah, kind of par for the course. See you shortly. So we have the hood off. Definitely not the prettiest under here, but very simple and I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Now, there's a few issues which I'm gonna have with this and you know, that I know about. We wanna replace all the rubber lines. So rad hoses, heater control, or heater hoses, all that will be replaced, all new clamps. The fuel pump, it's just seeping a little bit. So you guys know the diaphragm. It's, you know, a little bit of oil's coming there, so we'll get a fuel pump. Miscellaneous, we have a radiator for it. The wiring is actually not that bad. Everything is fused. There's no goofiness to it, so that's fine. I'm happy with it. The only thing that we're kind of running into here that I'm concerned about is the exhaust. It's got old school exhaust. You can see it goes forward, over, and into a Y pipe on that side and then back. I'm thinking what might be the way to go is to take the exhaust manifolds off the car itself. Like pull the motor with the exhaust manifold staying, kind of like you would do with headers on a performance application. And then once it's all out, then we can get the torch in there and heat things up, take it apart, make it look a little nicer. I really think that's going to be our biggest hurdle. That side's easy. This side, awful to get to. But yeah, I think we'll just start kind of taking some stuff off. We've, you know, distributor out, alternator out, radiator out. Start making ourselves a little bit of room in here. Battery out, battery tray out. I gotta find some springs for the hood hinges. These might be a little bit on the bent side, but we'll see. Otherwise, I mean, this is gonna clean up real nice. Like I said, we're just gonna shine that. We're not gonna do a whole lot to it. Leave it nice and original. As for the motor, everything's working okay, but if we're making a Rock Auto order anyways, maybe put a water pump in it. Maybe just, you know what, it's been sitting forever. Why not? The other thing is this thing is going to have, they actually look in really nice shape. The motor mounts, you can see, it's got front style motor mounts. There's no side saddles on this. And the transmission, I've actually never taken one out, but the transmission bolts, well, basically the back of the motor, the transmission just kind of floats there. So we'll see what the mounts are like that. And really, should be able to get the motor out probably tomorrow, because I'm already feeling lazy tonight. So I'm just gonna take my time. This is not the one to rush on. Take all the bits and pieces off, see what we end up with, and go from there. So, yeah, I kept that. That was like, I think the newest thing or whatever. So it was like when I think it was probably put away in storage. But it made a slight dent. So it's all basically apart. I pulled the front dress off the motor just so we kind of come out. Everything's in, I mean, I don't want to say good shape, but it is what it is. I broke one exhaust manifold bolt, unfortunately. So we'll fix that once it's out.
I've never seen a motor without headers.
I know, I'm really fighting that one out, but
well, that's what that looks like?
Power Robbers, the Mortsky special. For when you don't care about going fast or looking cool.
I can't believe I've never seen this before on a car.
It's very boring. Well, we've definitely taken them off and thrown them in the garbage for sure. You, at one point, you heated up all the bolt stick exhaust manifolds off and threw them in the garbage for headers. But whatever. Anyway, so these are the front mounts I was talking about. So that's the motor mounts that are being on the side, kind of old school, cool. So they actually look in decent shape. They're not all beat up too bad. So we'll pull that out, and then there's a couple of mounts on the side of the transmission motor which hold it, and we'll pull out the drive shaft. Actually, I should pull the drive shaft. New U-joints. I mean, it's just one of those things. We'll go through this thing mechanically. I mean, the front end's tight. New U-joints, you know, new clutch. The motor seems to run okay. Transmission shifts. What else does a guy want? It should be mechanically sound. And obviously, this is kind of a later model. It's like a 327. So stuff is still available for it. So if we do decide to take this thing on a road trip, it's not like a 265 or like the earlier stuff, which is still available, but this is This is small block Chevy stuff, like so simple. You know, when I order stuff, I'll probably just order 2 water pumps, 2 fuel pumps, just because it's a little different than like a 350, but I'm sure a lot of stuff actually will just work. And we'll have it on the shelf, and if we go on a road trip, we toss it in the spare tire well, and we're golden. We're gonna run, I have a little miniature HEI, so we'll grab one of those, put that in there. I mean, couldn't be more simple. This thing is kind of blue on the bottom and orange on the top, so we'll go ahead and clean it all real good, and I'll toss it back to the car, take it to the car wash. It's underneath, like the oil pan's blue. It's weird. I don't really understand that. I don't think you can see it. I did it from underneath, but we'll do that. I didn't even change spark plugs, which is hilarious. So plugs, wires, I mean, give it a tune up. The intake manifold I'm fighting out, I might order like this is kind of a vintagey one, but maybe something different. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what kind of happens. I want to pull that radiator out, see what it looks like, if it's you know, more modern style or not. But we can just kind of take it apart, clean it. I think what's going to happen, unfortunately, because we don't really know what we're working with, everything has to come out, everything has to be completely blown apart, and then we have to order parts, and then we're at the mercy of waiting, which I really hate waiting. I usually order stuff because I kind of know what we're going to use, but this is a situation where it's not the case. So we'll do that and then work on something next door, whether we pull the 47 out maybe, or I'm trying to get that 68 Camaro home. We'll figure it out. But
Can we have a quick admiration for you that you didn't just throw stuff on here, you made sure the rubber is on the paint, and you even put down a shirt
I'm
on almost everything.
not gonna lie, that was fluke, if anything. That was not on purpose. That was on accident.
It is your subconscious.
But we're gonna do that. I will see if I can get out of work a little early tomorrow, and we'll pull the motor and trans, have that out. Another video pulling it apart. We'll have a lot of stuff going on here in a hurry. And then really, like, it looks nice. I'm fighting out like how much, like obviously the battery leaked and ate all this paint. Do we paint that or not? Because I don't want to paint anything else. I think it might just be wash it real good and leave it kind of as it is. I will paint the frame, I think, because it's a little kind of gucky. But everything else, just leave it. What is it?
History.
Well, yeah. Leave well enough alone. Like where do you draw the line? So we did the Nova pretty nice because everything could be painted, but this one I think we're going to go on the other side and I don't know, refurbishment or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, well, that paper was from the 80s. This was done in the 70s or 80s, and I'd like to leave it that way. Very nice color. We'll see you tomorrow. New day, new set of problems. Car up in the air. I did that. I just pulled the drive shaft out, so it's good. Actually, this thing's cool. It's got the old school coarse spline. That's how you know it's vintage. Anyway, this thing, it's like working on an old car. It's all dirty and greasy and stuff. This has been together for a long time. So all we have left is the 2 front motor mounts. Oh, Danny's out to help. She's dressed for the occasion. I'll show you underneath right quick because this thing has some goofy transmission stuff. Well, not goofy, it's just different, I guess. Where can I put this? Yeah. So this thing here has those 2 front mounts. As you can see, there's no side mounts. This one actually, it's a later model, so that you can see the holes are there right where that frost plug is, but there's no mount. And if you go back here, this is Tri-5 stuff. So these mounts right there off the frame, and there's 2 bolts that have just a kind of a rubber isolator style thing, and that's all that holds this in. Otherwise, the back of the transmission is just kind of floating in space there. So that's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take all these linkages off so the transmission's free, take the speedometer cable out, so that's free. I'll probably put a floor jack under the transmission, and we'll take out those, 2 bolts there, 2 bolts on this side. And then just bolts in the front. Then all that's left is camera, a little bit of clutch linkage. And I think this thing should be free. Now the plan is, I have sold that Camaro, and the man is coming in a couple of hours for it. So we got to do that. But the big block Chevy is behind the Nomad, and we need the engine crane. So we're gonna pull one motor out, down, other motor up, back to the garage. The car has to be pushed out. Camaro has to be loaded up on the tow truck, put on the street. We gotta get after it.
Why wouldn't we just, oh, I guess you are taking this all apart now.
Yeah, it doesn't run.
Yeah.
But you know what? You do what the man with the check says.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. We'll start pulling this motor out, and we'll take it all apart in a future video and degrease it. And there's all sorts of Nomad content coming. And Danny's on Facebook, looking for deals. Losing it, man. Things are not going my way. The oh, you know what? The jack stands they're going to be in the way. Oh, maybe not. I don't know why it's just fighting so much, but you know what it is? This car is very greasy underneath and undercoating everywhere and stuff, and just every time you use a socket, the nuts getting stuck and everything, and just everything is just not. It's rainy outside. I think it's the problem.
You know what though? For the people that don't know, you handled it real well.
This motor mounts too are a little on the snug side.
The positivity remains.
I think my positivity is gone. She gone. I am very frustrated.
Sometimes if you just say you're positive, it just becomes that you're positive.
Well, that is not the case. This is gonna rock it out of here when it lets go. There we go.
That didn't rock too bad.
Well, you know, I was being extra careful. Just everything has like this giant layer of grease on it, which, I don't know, pick your battles, I guess, but you know what things drive me nuts too with this car? Everyone's telling me, just leave it, just drive it. You know, every other time I do a car, it's like, do it right, make it look nice. What do you want? Okay, I think we got that out.
Also, people really don't like your hubcaps, eh?
Who said that?
The internet on Facebook.
The internet?
Yeah.
What? Wait, you know, I do like them though.
I actually agree. I think like anything else would look too much.
What are we caught on? My life. Oh, the exhaust. Ooh. We may have made a small mistake. Can you pump the floor jack up? Danielle, did you turn it to the right first?
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with, well, wheels and tires, is it doing anything?
No.
Let me just do it. Wheels and tires can be changed very easily. And we have a stack of wheels and tires. What do you want? I don't know, it's different. I think it kind of
I think it suits the car.
dresses it down a little.
Yeah, it lets the car shine a little more.
It shows off the curves. Is the motor tilted?
Yes.
Like it's going forward?
Oh, no.
Oh. The words we use together sometimes. Oh, you're not even lined up on the transmission.
My instructions were pump the jack.
On the plus side, we're making a hell of a mess underneath. 'Cause I don't think I have a coarse yoke.
What about this?
No, that's a transmission. Like a guide for the clutch.
Oh, we tried.
Can you keep pumping it? Pump it! This exhaust is disastrous. Ugh.
Keep going.
I need
A new hobby.
a tool, but I don't know what it is. I need a pry bar. Where's my little pry bar?
I know that there's 4 inside still in the package I got you.
Well, those don't help me now, do they?
That's not a pry bar.
But it was the closest thing in the pile of garbage I could find. Also known as the right tool. Oh wow, what the? This is quite aggravating. Is it gouging the paint really bad or just a little bit bad?
Just like a little. It could be worse.
What is... Oh, there we go. See, it wasn't even that awful. We'll get ahead a little. There we go. Okay.
Watch out for the hood behind you there too, Lee.
The what? The head? Oh, the hood. Yeah. I think we're coming out sideways. So this is gonna go. I see it. Whew. You really understand why people cut out the core support. Okay, we're just gonna make a heck of a mess down here and call it a day. It will be fine. We'll put new oil in it, and it'll give us an excuse to clean the garage floor. Are we hitting the firewall or anything? Actually, not too bad. Ooh. Gentle. Man. This is gonna be not great. To take the core support out is a lot of work. Oh, that's not great. What's that caught on? Everything is caught on everything. I know what to... Danielle, it's not going well, Danielle. Danielle. It's not going well.
I don't know what you want me to do about that, sweetheart.
Well, either do I, to be honest with you. What? Why? This is... There we go. Okay, I think we're better.
I can hear the oil.
Yeah. I think we're gonna need, wow, it is tight. Oh, we got a line there, didn't. Hang on. Just go ahead and liberate this. Oh.
I can't believe you used the word liberate correctly.
Well, what can I say?
Well, you knew the word liberate.
Word of the day, toilet paper. Ooh, core support. Okay. Unfortunately, this is where it kind of has to go sideways. I think we're good now. Just a couple of light taps, no big deal. We're still underneath the firewall, so it's not... I'm gonna undercoat all that anyways.
Not that much oil under here. Just a little.
I think it's just the overdrive case is leaking, so it's fine. Oh, it's just right there.
Just mute the video for those 4 seconds.
Oh,
You had another liberation?
twing! She's taut. Try and hold. What's leaking? Oh, just the oil. Honestly, not bad. I don't even think we dinged up the firewall.
This thing is ugly underneath.
Well, that's what I mean. It's oily. What do we got on now? Oh. Oh, I don't need to cut. This one will actually just disconnect. This one I need to just, oh yeah. Yeah, I guess I forgot a few things. But honestly, the fact that we made it this far out without it being a problem makes me think it wasn't really a problem. Okay. Mint. I didn't even cut the old plug wires off when I swapped them. Oh, what's it caught on? I want it move. It should just go. Come on, you're free. Oh. We'll just dust a little paint in on the core support there. Gentle. Okay, I think we got her. Wow. Well, that wasn't the nicest engine pulley we've ever done, but I actually don't think we got any too much screwed up, at least.
I'm really tired of pulling motors. I mean, I don't do any of the work, but just watching you do it is exhausting.
It is a bit of a hassle sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. I guess the clutch stuff. Oh no, I disengaged it right. Whew. Yeah, that's dirty. That's original dirt right there.
Smells.
It's gonna hit?
Yep.
Yep.
You're good.
You say that till it bounces.
I was accounting for bounce.
Okay, free and clear.
I know a lot about bouncing.
Uh-huh. What the? Okay, so now, we just gotta look at this thing over right quick, but. So for whatever reason, it's all red, but the block was blue at some point. You can see here. And then on the underside, it's got a lot of blue, and the back is all blue.
See all the blue right here.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when I looked the number up, it was a 327. Let's just do a quick Googling. 3782870 small block Chevy. I found a 327. So that's what it says. 870 blocks was only ever used from 62 to 65 327s. So at some point somebody painted it blue, but I mean it's what it is, I guess. Huh. Yeah, a bunch of weird kind of things there. So we'll see. Oh, and it's got this here's a nice little, where's my Leatherman? Little tech tip. So they do this, the cylinder heads. Don't ever go under an engine crane when there's a car engine on it. But these are, I think they're like the factory early style heads. And they have this, it's called like a witch's hat. I believe they're power pack heads, but I don't, you know what? Hot Rod Don's gonna be all over me in the comments. You're an idiot, that's wrong. Whatever. So it runs good. The motor runs really good. I have no issues with it. It doesn't really smoke or anything. It doesn't make any noise. We put enough miles on it that whatever it has for oil pressure is fine. So this is gonna go in the back of the pickup and to the car wash where we clean it. Actually, we can take the exhaust manifolds off real quick. I just, where did I go there? Where's my impact, Danielle? Oh, found it. I broke one bolt on this side, so we're gonna have to do a little heating and MacGyvering, but oh yeah, this one here. Not too bad. The other ones all came out. I was kind of shocked. This side was a bit of a pain to get to because of the steering, so I neglected to get to it. But they're like Nice, came off easy. This thing, even all the transmission stuff, all the linkage, everything had never sees on it. Like, whoever worked on this at some point was a, you know, a decent mechanic looking out for the next guy, as opposed to the DD Speed Shop way. So yeah, we got one broken stud. We'll heat that up. But there we go. I don't know. Yeah, there's no markings on the front. We could actually pull a valve cover real quick with my pry bar. Where did I put my pry bar? See if there's a number in the valve cover. I'm also pretty sure people have been sending me messages about this thing. Don't change this, don't do that. If you make it automatic, you're an idiot. If you don't make it automatic, you're an idiot. Column chips for losers, whatever. So what we're gonna do, put a new clutch in it, put the column shift back together, and it's getting a single tunnel ram on it. Because I like to make the internet a little angry, and that's what we're gonna do on this. Because you know what, internet? You deserve it. Anyways, this thing, oh, I must have had this off, I guess. What does it have here? Pretty clean. What's this number? Danielle, you're not giving me anything here.
You're right in my way.
We're gonna call it 520 maybe hits? Hang on, we'll see if that's anything. I don't know them well enough off heart. 520 small bug Chevy heads. Building a 327, use my 520 heads. The original 283, blah, 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 blah. So obviously they're cylinder heads for a 283. Were used in 66 and 67 only, according to Chevrolet. I don't know. The power pack heads are also listed as being used on anything but 327s for any. So maybe this is just a hodgepodge of whatever somebody did. So by the sounds of it, that's what it's probably got. I'm sure if we start digging into this, the valve seats and everything will be all kind of unhappy and whatnot, but we're not going to do that. We're going to pressure wash it like we're 16, put a fresh coat of paint on it, and put it back together. So that's really it for now. Next video, which will be happening shortly. I said you got to drop this thing down and all that, but clean all this up. It's really actually not even that bad. I mean, we have a bunch of gunk on the chassis, but I think if I pressure wash everything or degrease everything, just make it look all kind of decent, then I'll probably just paint the frame, the control arms, and that. We'll undercoat the bottom of the floor and the tunnel a lot, which I couldn't do before, which is nice. The rest, I think we're just going to clean up and leave it as is, kind of a homage to what it was. Seems all right, eh? It's way easier to do that. That's the plan. So we'll do that. Transmission's got to come off the motor. We have to see what the heck kind of transmission it is, what we have to order for parts, and a big parts list of ordering. Then there'll be a bunch of cleaning up, and it might be, oh, somebody put grease on the fender. Probably be a bit of a hurry up and wait situation because I don't have anything for this. We have to order through Rackado and see what they got. But thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe below. Let me know what you think of this. If you have any ideas or anything we kind of missed, we'll put a few new parts in it while we're at it. And it'll look shiny here shortly. It'll look good. I'm excited. The car's a good runner. And if it shifts good, we'll really have something. See you on the next one.